things work just as smoothly as they did 2 hours ago. I think last episode, the Oceans Ablaze one I just did, I think that is the only video on the entire channel so far that I have not had any technical difficulties.
The last
I didn't.
episode?
No, not no the one we just did 2 hours ago. Oceans Ablaze
Oh,
D&D campaign.
okay.
Yeah, I think that was the only episode I've ever had no technical difficulties of any kind with, which
Oh. Are
is
you trying
very
to make
exciting.
that a? Are you trying to say that you want it to happen?
I
don't
would
jinx it.
Hmm?
like all/none of the technical difficulties world. Thank you.
Yeah,
Decide which
we'll
one you
see.
give me, and I'll take it. Maybe. Alright. Well, no technical difficulties, but word difficulties today. We sound to be good.
Techno?
So, techno. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today, our storyteller is Corin, or Jump in this world, and today we shall be continuing the tale of Jumpchain Terminal Season, the RWBY version. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. Corin, if you'd like to take the floor.
I'd love to take the floor as long as I don't have to give it back. Figuratively
Yeah.
or
You need
literally.
to pay me like $20 for the floor, man.
Yeah, wow, that is a pathetically inexpensive floor. There has to be something wrong with it.
Clearly, I just slapped some paint on the floor. Come on, man.
Bro, even paint is worth more than $20. Anyway, that aside, all y'all, last time, you basically spent the time on a train, and the important elements of it was spent on a train where you were interacting with a fisherman and a turtle.
Very exciting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have one question
Interacted.
about the fisherman that we never asked. Did he have a nice green piece of hair just on the top of his head? And his head, does his head
So-
look like a diglet?
His head does not look like a diglet. However, he did have bright green hair. And yes, it is a reference to that character.
Okay, good to know.
Dang, I don't know that.
At least he
Same.
had more confidence.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't got his brother to back him up.
That's fair.
But yeah, so with all of you currently on the train, we're going to resume just as you're going along. Everyone is no longer screaming. The coffee has not quite worn off. Katie, you would say that you feel faster. You're not actually faster, but you feel faster. However, you finally stop screaming. The turtle is no longer screaming. And you're feeling all right.
Hmm.
In your humble opinion, you would classify drums as an SCP.
Yeah. Probably like, yeah. Probably safe since,
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't actually like do
Very
anything
easy to
unless you
contain.
interact with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right?
So it would definitely be a safe classified SCP.
The turtle is a Euclid though. Definitely.
Yeah, turtle is Euclid minimum. It might be higher than Euclid. It might even be Cater, depending on that, because Cater is just how hard it is to contain. You have no idea the upper limit on how hard this thing could be to contain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't really move much, so
It's like this immortal snail.
Look, just don't pick a fight with the turtle.
don't pick a fight with the turtle.
Yes, it would be the most embarrassing way for your character to die.
Yeah. All right then. Farakari, didn't the fisherman like leave with the turtle or something, or just
Yeah,
like,
he went
pick
to the
up
back of the train.
Oh yeah.
So we could steer the turtle from the front of the train.
Is there anyone else on this train?
No, it's just you and the conductor.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
weird.
you are all pulling in towards Vacuo. And what you are certain of is that at some point or another, Hunter, you could have sworn that you saw something Leviathan-sized off in the great distance. However, you're also not sure if it was just a visual mirage from the massive sandstorms carving their way across the distant horizon.
Do I feel anything with abyssal cuties?
At this distance, you couldn't. However, it's surprisingly flat, despite the fact that normally dunes should be forming, creating up and down slopes. Through the portion that you're going through, though, it is abnormally flat.
Ugh.
That's pretty sus.
By the time that you do arrive at Vacuo, though, you do note that the dunes actually do start manifesting and showing up just as you're starting to pull towards the train stop. You can tell that as it pulls in, there's a large gated area that, it's kind of like one of those rotating eye opening sorts of portcullises, where all of the bits kind of rotate in order to open up wider into a circular opening. As the train pulls in, you can feel that the train seems to be getting pulled, forcibly slowed down, and you can feel it as you're sitting there, as you pull further and further into the train stop, and the portcullis starts to seal itself shut backwards. Fortunately, though, it doesn't send you into the darkness. It has this AC. Oh, yeah. But yeah, there's it doesn't throw you into darkness because fortunately there are enough lights in the surrounding area that it illuminates the place. And by the time that you come to a full and complete stop, you can see that outside there are a couple people there. Doesn't seem like there are people who are desperate to hop on a train and get out of here, but you can see a lot of people working, particularly one teller nearby at a desk. The train doors then proceed to open up, and you, being at the front of the train, right before the conductor area, can easily take a step off.
Well, shall we go?
Selma, go first.
I heely down.
Okay.
Punk, punk,
You'll
punk,
proceed
punk, punk.
to head out. Katie, you're going to have to roll a dexterity check because you're trying to healy over the lip in between the train and the opening, which is not easy.
I got this. God dang it.
Wow.
Okay, Lynn, go ahead and roll dexterity.
I was gonna. Dex? Oh, you may ever be in your favor. Nope.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well, this is going to be an exciting session.
All right, so Lynn takes a few steps off the train, and you feel pretty stable. You feel pretty good until you suddenly very much don't. As Katie, you attempt to healy off, but your healy gets caught in the little railing in between the step off portion of the train and the actual platform, and you immediately fall face first, crashing right into Lynn's back, sending the both of you tumbling down onto the ground, hitting the surface pretty harshly. You don't suffer any damage due to the interference of your aura, but it hurts like the dickens.
Whoopsies. Healing
Haley.
malfunction.
Well, that looked painful.
The fact that you attempt to healy everywhere confuses me greatly and interests just to see if it works.
It is the optimal form of transportation most of the time.
Me being off the floor would also be optimal.
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. I just kind of roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that you're
Well.
getting a couple side-eye looks from a variety of people, particularly the aforementioned desk clerk.
I wave to them.
Wouldn't be the first time.
As you wave, Katie, the desk clerk looks at you for a moment before looking back down at whatever they were working on earlier.
It's a good entrance.
Well, as long as you aren't horribly injured, this is probably not the worst thing we've done today.
Yeah. One heck
What's
of an
the worst?
entrance.
What's the worst thing we've done today?
Fucked with the turtle.
Uh,
Y'all should not have
probably feed the
unconsensually touched turtle
turtle.
touched.
Probably feed the turtle whatever crack cocaine you had in your bag.
It's not crack cocaine. It is literally just highly concentrated coffee beans that are purposely bred to keep you awake for 3 days straight. There's nothing wrong with that.
I
Are you
mean,
sure there isn't
I
something
think
else
everything
in
in your entire statement that you just said was entirely the problem with that.
No. This is normal. This is perfectly reasonable coffee. Y'all have never had coffee in y'all's life, then.
No, actually.
Hold on, can I just I just want to look at the ingredients list. Does it have an ingredients list?
No,
It's-
it does not. It does not have an ingredients list at all.
It literally comes in a keg most of the time, and like
Oh no, a keg implies something made of wood. It comes in steel drums. Notably,
Drums.
it has a very bad effect on wood.
yeah, we can't put it in wood. The stuff literally eats the stuff. No, we keep the stuff in like drums.
Where does this stuff come from? Are you sure this stuff doesn't mystically and inexplicably appear in certain places or something? Or
Yes,
like it has
because supply.
mysterious supplier?
Yes, because supply time is a thing when it comes to drums. Weirdly enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this stuff needs to like be examined in the SCP Foundation or something. I don't know.
The
This is
SCP
pretty
what
weird.
now?
It's where I used to work.
Oh.
I don't know. I think this stuff needs to be contained, probably.
It is contained in this little drum.
Yeah, it is contained in this container.
Yeah, okay.
But like, I don't know. Seems perfectly safe to me. It's harmless. It just makes you scream for like 2 hours, and then you're perfectly fine every time you take it after, because you're ready for it at that point.
Personally, I think that the turtle looked quite invigorated after you gave it.
I said he'd be moving at 4 miles an hour, or well, 4 inches an hour.
It was
I should
definitely
say.
moving. Its mouth.
Hey, he was singing a perfect A sharp, and we cannot diss his ability to sing. He
That
had
was impressive.
beautiful,
It was
beautiful
impressive.
tones.
Corin, your fan's getting even louder.
It has not moved at all.
Oh.
I haven't
Odd.
done anything with it.
It like
I
went
haven't
up
even
like
turned it up.
10%. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I didn't even move my mic. I didn't even say anything.
It just wanted to be in the A sharp chorus.
I'll turn it off for
Yeah.
now. If it starts getting warm, I'll turn it back on.
I love the idea that he's just like, yeah, let's start singing A sharp. Your fan's just like, I can too.
Let me sing you the song of my people, said the air conditioning unit.
It just got louder. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right, it is shut off now.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Katie just like takes a moment. She's like, we could use that. Not on ourselves. I think that would be that would be pretty weird. It's an experience, but I don't know. But we could use that on
The turtle?
No, not the turtle.
Oh.
The turtle doesn't need to experience that again. Without consent. Anyways. But like we could use that on others, you know. If
It's like chemical warfare.
yes.
Weird. This is why you're not allowed
It
to
ain't
have
a war
them.
crime if it ain't wartime.
Technically true. To be fair, my coffee's not a weapon. It's literally just supposed to wake you up.
Anything's a weapon if you try hard enough.
That's a bad statement.
Is that why you use glitter?
Yes.
You know, that
And
makes
also
a
just
lot
because
of
it's
sense.
pretty.
Okay, fair
Shook.
enough.
Look, guys. So we all hate Oswald, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
yeah,
this
pretty
coming
much.
from? Yeah.
Wait, are you going somewhere with that?
And like, if we could find out where all the gospels are, we could sneak in and use the coffee on them.
I am not
Oh.
handing a gospel coffee.
Come on, please.
Are you
Don't
sure?
don't tell me you can't tell me that you aren't at least curious to know what would happen.
No, because I like living. Like
They don't
I
have
may
to
be...
know it was us.
Okay, what other group is going to actively attempt to use caffeine on their existence?
Us group. We have the coffee. They-
Group.
Yes, we have the coffee.
I think if we commit chemical warfare, they would know it's us, because we're the only ones stupid enough to commit chemical warfare against them.
Slowly hides the nerve gas.
Squinty eyes, suspicious.
Look, it's only a war crime in wartime. There's nothing against me using it against gospels because they're not technically people.
I just really
Yeah,
want to
alright.
know what would happen.
Given that he reacted to the nerve gas, my guess is he'll react to the coffee in the same way that everyone does. Probably quite invigorated and probably going to kick our butts 3 ways from Saturday.
I want to hear Oswald scream in a perfect A sharp.
I think that wouldn't end very well. I'll be honest. I think that's more disturbing than his friend's antics.
But it would be weird. The thought is just so weirdly cathartic.
Okay, but what if it's a C sharp instead?
We'll figure it out when we get there. And we
You
will get there.
concern me sometimes, Katie.
I get that a lot.
I imagine you do.
Well, we can put this plan on the back burner because we don't know where they are or where Oswald lives or if Oswald takes anything in his tea. But we'll
Or if
figure
he
it
drinks
out.
tea.
Or if he drinks tea. But
Right.
I will figure this out. This will
mean-
remain in the back of my head until further notice.
If we see Cherubim, you can offer him a cup of coffee.
Oh my god, what if we get Sherry in on this?
You are
Would
not
Cherry be
actively
willing?
asking another gospel to drug another gospel with my high density coffee.
Yeah, the thing
Hey,
is, I don't know
Mr.
if Cherry would
Gospel,
want
would
to.
you like to get high on coffee?
Would Cherry want
I'm
to?
already high. I'm already incredibly high. High on the grace of God.
Oh my gosh.
Man,
You
now
heard it
we're
here,
getting into
folks.
overkill on this.
Mm.
Well, I hope you keep your dreams. I'm not sure if they should become reality, but you know what? It's something to think about.
I endeavor to turn all of my dreams into reality.
Even the
Including-
ones involving the Duck Dance Party K-pop bands.
Of course.
Just had to make sure.
By the way, who are we supposed to talk to when we get off this thing?
Oh,
Oh,
I have no
no
idea.
idea.
Yeah,
Hey.
you weren't really told anything like that.
Right.
I figured we
Yeah,
would
well,
learn
we
once
can-
we get here, like somebody holding a sign or something.
Yeah. Maybe we
Yes.
just talk to random people until then we find someone who's familiar with our adventures and our reasons
that's-
for being here and possibly associated with people.
I
Yeah,
mean,
for the most part, you were given all of this information, and all like basically your goal was to reach Vacuo so that you could meet. How am I blanking?
Meet
M?
Yeah, meet M. That was your goal. So really, at this point now, you need to find your own way to go forward. You can either try and head over to the local academy. You can try to find some, I don't know, seedy bar in order to try and find whatever nearby mercenaries and or extra legals you can find in order to ferry you there. Or you can just choose to walk there. I wouldn't recommend the third one, but I'm not the kind of GM who likes saying no. So
well, we've had good luck with bars so far.
That poor
just-
dude, you stole jerky.
actually, it was
Yeah,
pork
very
rinds.
good luck.
It was pork
All
rinds, and it
right.
was really good pork rinds.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah,
had
man.
kind of semi-decent luck with academies. Though admittedly, most of the academies are they don't like Grim, so I guess that's not very good luck. But I like to remain optimistic.
I mean, I'm partial to the bar because it's food, and we don't get accidentally called soldiers again because yeah, not
Yeah.
Then we head to the bar. If we don't find anything, we'll go to the academy, see what's up.
cool.
Okie doke. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is trying to find a bar. So I'd recommend asking around and seeing what people have to say. about any nearby bars. You are currently inside of the train station. There are a couple of people here, mostly janitorial staff and the desk clerk.
That poor desk clerk's about to get harassed by a jackalope
Oh,
in the most
he's
platonic
uncoming.
way possible. As he's gonna walk up,
Platonic.
tap on the desk. Hello.
Hello?
Where's
you
your
need something?
closest bar?
So if you're looking for a bar, like what quality of bar are you looking for?
Where all the mercs gather.
Are
And or people
her
who
her eyes go to Hunter first.
Mhm.
It's like, you mind if I ask what you're doing it for?
Oh, we're looking for passage to some place, and the mercs always have the best routes.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm not sure I'm the right person to be asking about that for that sort of thing, but I do know that if you're looking for somewhere that's a bit more on the seedy side, you're going to want to go to the southeastern portion of the main city, Vacuo. You're currently inside of the eastern portion, so I guess just head south from here for a little bit. You'll easily be able to pick out a large number of folk. Like, I'm assuming you've got ears on you.
Yeah, her name is Lynn. She's over there.
I was gonna be
points at
like
Lynn.
the scrolls.
Right. Well, cool. Yeah, just go ahead, head south. Everything should be fine.
All right, cool.
If
Thanks.
you don't mind my asking, though, could you state your business here for, like documented reasons? Because it seems to me that you're a bunch of folks immigrating into the country right now, coming in, and I'm curious on exactly, what you're doing here.
Hunting of Grim, work, and possibly saying hi to a friend who's from here.
Right. So business or pleasure is the best way to put it. I need to know which one to write down here.
Yes.
Both?
Just put down business.
Business. All right, then I can do that.
Look,
hell.
if your business is your pleasure and your pleasure is your business, how do you write that? You write yes.
No, you don't. That's not how official government documentation works.
Man, official documentation should be a little more flexible now, shouldn't it?
No, that's not what it's for.
What's it for?
For we put things in little boxes. That's what it's for.
Sounds
We're here-
boring.
We're here to hug Grim and break hearts, and we're all out of hearts.
What?
Don't worry about her. She's a little bit crazy. Anything she says is not necessarily true.
What?
Again, not inaccurate. Anyway.
Whatever.
I feel so
Alright,
bad for
I'm
this
going to
dude.
write down that you are here for business-related reasons. I'm assuming that the one over there, she points to Hunter, is your leader. Can I get your names for documentation purposes?
Hunter.
Katie Henderson.
Jackalope.
And
Right, you
one
got
of-
a last name there, Jackalope.
No.
All
People have
right,
last names?
I'm not even going to touch that. And you, Miss, what's your name?
Lene.
No last name either?
No.
All right, that's Lene, Jackalope, Katie Henderson, and Hunter.
Hi.
Cool. There's a big part of me that says that I really should be asking more questions and making sure that you're all not here as a part of a terrorist cell or something. But on the other hand, I'm getting paid minimum wage. Just leave.
Pleasure doing
I mean,
business with you.
We came from Hunters Academy, so let's hope we're not a part of a terrorist organization. Bye!
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
you.
Right.
I like leave the phone. I love you. Bye. McDonald's closes on me. What the heck just happened?
Man, I can't believe McDonald's just hung up on me. I feel so unloved right now.
I'm not loving it, bro. I'm sad.
I'm not loving it. Which is funny because I'm eating McDonald's right
What, bro? What a coincidence.
now.
Did you make sure to tell the people there you love them?
No.
Oh,
Aw. Aw.
Ellie's also
Sad
eating
Trumpy.
McDonald's.
mm.
Wow.
That was a
So
great episode.
in our sorry, I still have that accent on. So you leave this very tired looking desk clerk to whatever their business is, and you head on out, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, so you head
Yeah.
south.
Like we skedaddle.
Head on through to the other side, down south.
Yeah, so you head further south, and sure enough, it doesn't take you very long for you to arrive at a location that's just the littlest bit loud.
I
It's
eat
not
nails
exactly-
with my cereal.
It's not exactly the most subtle of locations, in all honesty. The first thing that you're able to note is that there's a lot of people. It is not a small bar by any means. What you arrive at is this. You would honestly say that it looks more like a hotel, except that for as tall as it is, that you can see that there are actually tons of entrances, even vertically, with a bunch of people oftentimes just using what seem like elevators, and a couple of people literally just climbing it. Many of them are drunk, and you can see many people falling down and off of it, but they seem more or less fine. It seems like most of them are either naturally gifted with aura, or they're just really good at not dying when they fall long distances. It's hard to
Ah.
tell which.
Neat.
Oddly nostalgic.
So as you step in there, I'm going to have each of you roll a sense.
Please, no one's.
You're gonna get 4s.
2s and 3s.
Oh my god!
Wow.
4s!
4s indeed.
My God, Lynn.
How?
The
Lynn, you have my
curse.
deepest condolences. Jackalope and Hunter, the two of you are the ones who end up succeeding in your roles, and the first thing that you're able to note is that more than a few people are giving side glances at Katie and Lynn especially.
I wave.
Actually, Katie, you do not notice them.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, you don't notice that there are lots of people basically pointing and staring at you.
I'm just too used to it.
Jackalope's response to this is just to look back at him and go, what?
I'm going to have you roll strength, since that's basically going to be a placeholder for intimidation in this specific
Do it.
instance.
Get him.
Just he's still reeling from the effects of coffee, so it's just like he tries to go what and he just starts coughing uncontrollably.
Yeah. Even after the cough, you realize that you're maybe not looking super intimidating, as you realize there's a slight oddity in your eye, which you quickly figure out is because one of them, due to the drum, is looking in the wrong direction.
Just Jackalope's just gonna like, hey, something wrong with my face as he looks at Hunter.
I just don't
Yeah,
look.
Hunter, you can see that his eyes are moving or looking in completely different directions right now.
They're looking in the wrong direction. You want me to punch you?
If you don't mind, it'd be appreciated.
Oh
Not
yeah, sure.
assault in the area.
It
Oh.
is
Just a
not
loud shout from
assault,
the
it is
bartender.
him fixing my eyes.
It's consensual assault.
Yeah, well, counter argument here. That's a terrible idea, and you're going to start a bar fight.
That sounds like a you problem. Hunter hit me. I need to fix my sight.
Oh my gosh, yes, get him. Which Linnae does not
Whoever's talking, do you want to punch him instead?
No. Well, yes. That has nothing to do with this.
say.
All right.
Do you
Should
want
I
us to
come
step
over there?
outside so I can punch him?
Oh my god. Yes. If you're gonna punch someone, throw it outside.
Alright, cool. Come here, Jack.
All right.
Okay, we'll wait here for you, says the girl in the dress and Katie standing in the bar.
We'll be right back.
Hi.
Great. Fucking great. Katie and how did I forget Lynn's name? Katie, Lynn, both of you, you notice that someone does approach and step near you, keep looking over you. It's clearly the person who was loudly shouting earlier.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the bar. Why
Thanks.
are you here?
We're here to get some information.
Cool. And why exactly does that seem to involve just randomly punching people inside of my bar?
Oh, well, something was wrong with his eye, so I
Yeah,
don't
So
know.
go
completely
see a
unrelated.
doctor.
Well, they're the ones that decided to punch themselves. I didn't recommend the dose.
I didn't say you recommended it. I'm saying they should go see a doctor if they've got a problem like that.
Why are you talking to me about it? Why don't you go out there and tell them?
I tried talking normal to y'all. Never mind. And the person walks off.
Yeah, talking normal is never gonna work out with us.
Aww.
Apparently.
But you can talk abnormal to us.
You're
Here,
right. We
I'll-
should have said not to punch him. Okay, it's our fault. Sorry. Come back here.
Come back.
Here.
Yeah. Do you approach the person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. As you follow, the person just lets out a low sigh and turns around. Right. So. Okay. I'll give you a second shot. What are you looking for?
We're
You know
looking
M?
for M.
M.
Like the letter.
Yeah, no, I figured it was the letter. I mean, like what, short from Emily or something? I don't
Oh,
know
we have
anyone
no
by that
idea.
name.
Sense motive.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll sense.
Oh my god.
No, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chances.
Yeah, you can't tell. You can't read anything about this person.
You got the exact reverse of what you got earlier. What?
You know, Jackie is way better at this interrogation thingy.
Well, we weren't exactly interrogating, but he is
Oh.
better at that.
So, you're looking for someone.
Yeah. We have to do a mission for them.
Okay, so you've got to do a mission for someone.
And
I'm
underground.
sorry, I'm confused. Why is that taking? Okay, it's underground.
Mhm.
Cool.
They said to
Okay,
meet
so
her in
as-
Vacuo.
Yeah, so to point out, to repeat as mentioned earlier, you do have the coordinates that she's supposed to meet you at.
Oh, cool. So we need to go there.
Yes, you need to
Oh.
find safe travel. You need to find a method of safe passage to that
Ah.
location.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, I would totally remember you said that.
Yeah, totally remembered that. Do you know where this place is?
Yeah, that's called the middle of the fucking desert.
Ah, do you know how to get to the middle of the hecking desert?
I don't actually know how to answer that question. I want to sass you, but I'm not getting the vibes from you that sassing you would make much of a difference.
I blink asynchronously.
Wow, that is deeply unnerving. Unironically, yeah, actually, wow. All right, if you want to get to the middle of the fucking desert, well, the easiest and most obvious answer is to walk there, and then you'll fucking die halfway there.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right, cool. Here, take a seat.
Okay.
All right.
He gestures you towards a chair, and you notice he does look over his shoulder at several of the other patrons. They all conveniently stopped looking at Katie and Lynn once he had approached them, but he still gives a side eye across the rest of the group anyway before sitting down. It is at this point that I'm going to say Hunter roll strength and Jackalope roll endurance.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Honestly, it was that if my thought on it was if Hunter wins, Jackalope it just gets decked and it fucking sucks. If Jackalope wins, nothing happens. But if you tied, it just fixes the problem with no issues. So with a 0 and a 0, yeah, your eye's now back to normal.
I feel like that's just like a 0 and then a fancy 0.
Yeah, 0 and then 0 parentheses cursive.
Such a weird fucking roles we're having today.
Very. But it is what it is, So if you want, you guys can head back in, or you can use a sense check to try and look around the other portions of the area now that you're outside and see if there's anything sussy-wussy.
I'll
The real
check my
question is,
sussy
do you-
wussy sensors.
Yeah.
I fail.
What is today, bro?
Don't mind mine.
Apparently, having cross-eye was the better plan.
Yeah, apparently you saw better when you couldn't see.
No.
Good to know. So as you're about, you guys don't see anything wrong whatsoever, even as you're about to walk in. But then someone says, "Hey, yo, just noticed y'all look like you're not from around here." There's
Oh,
a
look,
person trying to speak to you.
No,
His
we're,
hair he has jet black hair slicked all the way back, as well as a big like beige overcoat. It's pulled completely tight against his chest and is looking pretty interested in the two of you.
no,
not
originally from
here.
Mistral.
Mistralia? Nice. I'm actually at Elysian myself, so I know a thing or two about coming here from a long distance away. You made sure you got your all your documentation in order, right? Got your vacuum and passport and everything?
I just don't raise his eyebrow.
The documentation you show the locals to prove you're a lawful entrant to the
We
country.
come from the hunter. We came from the hunter place thing.
We have hunter passes.
Well, yeah, but sounds to me like they might be Mistrali, and you're gonna need something vacuuming.
We'll go to the Hunter Academy to get that.
I think there's a faster way to go ahead and do it. You just gotta head to one of the local offices here in town.
Oh.
Yeah, here. He pulls out a business card and hands it to you. Notably, he holds it when he hands it over to you, Hunter. He holds the card with both hands and offers it with a slight bow, which is far more of a Mistrali tradition than anything else.
I'll raise my eyebrow at him and accept it.
All right, yeah.
Well, you said that you were Elysian.
Yeah, but I'm not uncultured.
True. Please don't return the jester.
Yeah, as you accept it, you can see that it does have an address, and you can punch the address into your scroll in order to find the location. And it does state that it is an office for it's an immigration office, basically, in order to gain access to documentation and the like.
Nice.
Yeah. So, if you need anything, go ahead and drop on by over there. We got all sorts of goods and things like that. So, just between you and me, what part of Mistral are you from? You more topside, or you more, he kind of lowers his head a little bit, down low.
Top side on the outskirts. Grew up fighting Grim my entire life.
Jackalope, you're going to roll a sense here. And with an additional +1 because of who you are. Yeah. You're able to pick it out. He's not asking about where he actually grew up. He's asking, y'all cops or y'all like illegals, criminals?
Jackal side-eyes the guy. Done a few jobs here and there. You learn how to bow out and bow around, so to speak, if you catch what I'm saying.
Oh, so kind of in the middle, Not bottom feeder, but not exactly biggins, right?
If you're looking for someone to do a job for you, as long as you pay, I don't care.
Oh, nice. Got that mercenary mindset. Well, I can't exactly say that I've got a job for you, but I can say, yeah, flicks out another business card, and this one is jet black. The text on it is, or the previous one was a plain, nice, like bone white, little bit of dappling on the surface, nice, pleasant to the touch. The text on it on the front was all black, very strong, colorful ink. This stuff, jet black paper, smooth as can be. It almost feels more like a plastic credit card than it does an actual piece of paper, but you can tell from the way that the gold leafed text imprinting is there, it's got to be paper. And he hands it right over to Jackalope.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to do business, we've got some business that needs doing.
I'll keep you in mind.
Nice.
Jackalope just takes it and he slants it into his metal arm.
Dope. Ciao, Bella. And he then I'm going to have anyone, if either of you wants to roll sense, you can, because he's going to basically disappear.
Nice.
Why not? Nope, Jackalope's just like, whatever.
Yeah, Jackalope, you turn away before he even has a chance to disappear because you do not care. Hunter, you try to keep an eye on him, but as he fades away, you can almost feel like your eyes glaze over his location and your head feels a little fuzzy for a moment before you realize that he's long gone.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, he's gone now. That was odd.
And with that, you could step inside.
Yep, step back inside.
Sure enough, you spot Katie and Lynn now sitting down with the odd man, the bar owner, for the sounds of it, nearby. Do you want to approach them?
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Then
He
you arrive
fixed his
just as they're
eye.
showing the map. And he's like, "Okay." The guy looks up. Fucking. All right. Did you really use concussive force to fix it?
Yep.
Great.
Hey,
Just don't
when
start
you,
anything in my bar.
as long as no one starts anything with me, I will use the door if necessary, if it comes to that.
Cool.
I'm not paying for someone else's face going through a wall because my fist mates them.
Cool.
I
All right, then.
prefer to take it out the door.
Yeah, okay. Then, well, if you're saying you won't start anything, then it seems like simple enough. I'll just make sure nobody else starts anything. He then proceeds to stand up, look over the area, and shout, "First one to throw a punch pays for points for the entire fucking bar. And I mean every floor." Then sits back down. No one's got the money for that.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
So, your friends here, they were telling me that you're trying to get into the middle of the fucking desert.
Yep.
So, y'all stupid? Suicidal? You in
Uh,
debt? Like, fucking why?
Meeting up with clientele who's got a job for us, more or less. Something to
Suicidal
do
it is, then.
with, and more like archaeological.
An archaeological dig in the middle of the desert?
It'll be fun.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
what resources you got to get out there?
A bunch of
Money.
stuff. What do you
Money,
think that we need?
spite, and a new business card.
Money, spite, and a business card. Yeah, I'm sorry, that business card's not going to do jack shit against some of the grim out there.
I can do stuff against some of the grim out there with
Yeah,
hugs and love.
Okay, I was going to say that you sound like every hunter I've ever encountered, and that suddenly changed at the very last second.
And she does that. We're planning on going to the academy to see if they need help and if they have any resources as well. But fair down here was a good place to start.
Great. Yeah. So, okay, let's assume that you've got an infinite budget, right? So we're going to be taking. Let's take a think on this. If you want to get out there and you want to be safe, the easiest method in order to get there is if you've got one of those fancy, like one of them travel things. It's kind of like a train, but it's not a train. You know, it's not on rails. It's not exactly like a car, neither. Not like a tank either. It's something else entirely.
You mean that thing we arrived on that shot us, more or less?
No, that was a train.
That's a train?
It's a train.
But trains have rails.
Yeah, and that one's got rails. It just doesn't touch them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's more. That one's more of a magnetic rail system. So, yeah, I guess it. Well, no, semantics aside, what I mean is that there's something that's designed more for like high speed movements in one direction. It usually just punches clean through the. I suppose it depends on the brand. You said you're going to the academy, right?
Indeed.
Right.
Probably.
All right. So, here. He writes down on a piece of paper, like a string of letters and numbers. So this right here is one of the models of the kind of thing. So you'll probably be able to go there and ask if they've got anything similar to this. I don't imagine they've got this model. It's been out of service for fucking years, but it does sets a good idea for what you'll probably be looking for. And I'm entirely sure that there's got to be an absolute fucking gear monkey down there who knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, it's ask about one of those things, and if you want, and that should get you a good distance there. If you want protection from the grim, well, honestly, you're not going to get anything too good. I'd recommend making sure that when you arrive in there, you've got a lot of safety gear. You're going to want all weather gear. If you said archaeology, so there's probably a good chance that you're going to have to deal with like the underground sorts of grims and some of the abnormal weather phenomenon that you can find inside the underground. So yeah, actually, despite what you might think, you're probably going to need some cold weather gear.
Cold weather gear? All
Cold
right.
weather gear, yeah. So you want to make sure that you're ready for all sorts of weather phenomenon. Basically, think about every extreme you can and then prepare for it. I remember this one time there was this archaeological group and they came in before they went on their dig and they came into here and they were talking about, oh, it's going to be so great. We're going to find all sorts of old relics of the old civilizations and whatever. But they were all ready for some really hot climbs, Problem is, it wasn't a hot climb that ended up hitting them. They came back. I think it was fucking about a month and a half later. They came in drinking, but only a handful of them did. It wasn't the whole party, having a party or anything. No, a couple of folks came in, and I was asking them some questions because I was on duty that day. So, and they just mentioned that one of their friends was so prepared for the hot, but then when they hit the area that was like fucking like negative 12 degrees, that just wasn't ready for it. Damn near killed over. So, I don't know what caused the problem. I don't know exactly what's going on down there, but if you're going for an archaeological dig, I don't recommend making the same mistakes they did. Bring some fucking pants. Good pants.
Should I probably buy a shirt?
Yeah, a shirt would help. Maybe a little bit more than that, though. Negative
Have you
12
been
degrees.
walking around with no shirt on?
Jackal points to the giant scar and metal arm with the giant ripped shirt and the mostly tattered
Honestly,
poncho.
he's wearing about as right now. He's wearing about as much chest covering as goddamn George of the Jungle, and I'm talking like freaking God. What's his name? Famous guy, Mummy.
Oh, Brian Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. Yeah, Brendan Fraser's George of the Jungle.
Hello.
Oh.
I've been like this literally since I blew up my arm.
Yeah,
Oh.
he hasn't really had time to change.
Well, if Linnea had known that, she would have probably been a lot more embarrassed looking at you. So she's probably Victorian era.
It probably didn't even register because giant scar and giant metal arm and psychotic man-child, more or less.
Yeah, you were
Like-
usually way more busy focusing on all the horrible things that he was trying to do, or staring at Oswald.
This
Oh,
is
you're
true.
shirtless.
Both of them
Oh God, you're
traumatized.
fucking are.
Yeah, it is only now that the attention is being brought to the fact that you can, in fact, see his nipple.
Ah, sorry. She's like, oh, I'm out. When did the sentience come back to me?
Yeah,
Probably
right, so
when it got brought
I don't
to your
recommend taking
attention.
her to the west. I don't recommend taking her to the west streets around here.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh no, why?
Why is that?
if a little nipples is all it takes in order to get you all red in the face, you do not need to be walking through a red light district.
Oh.
A red what?
Don't
You know
worry
what?
about
I'm
it.
not even going to answer that. Sorry, kid. Maybe when you're a little older.
I graduated college.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, just the slow face palm from Jackalope.
Anyway, honestly, all y'all look way too young to be going to the red light district anyway, but, you know, I'm pretty sure you're hunters and legally you're allowed to do whatever you want. You've got, like, a license to kill, right? He's saying this directly to Hunter.
More or less.
Cool.
Well, at least he's aware which one of us is actually the hunter here.
Well, I just kind of assumed that he was the leader. He mentioned heading to the academy, and unless you're a hunter, you don't just casually go to the academy. It's not something you do. Are y'all not all hunters?
Yes and no.
We're deputies.
Oh, right, yeah, I haven't had people accessing that rule in a fair little while. Then again,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly operating inside of that general sphere anyway. I'm here to pour drinks.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, information brokers tend to be the best places when you're pouring a drink for some drunk who just can't get enough and is rambling on about their life. And oh, hey, all of a sudden you got a useful little piece of information that you can sell off to the next highest bidder.
Bold of you to assume that I pay attention when my regulars start fucking rambling.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm not talking about your regulars. Your regulars, you're going to know everything about them, whether you like it or not. Even if you don't want to remember, some of them you could probably tell their life story just by looking at them.
Oh, trust me, I could entirely tell Sapphire's entire life story right now.
Oh, hey, Sapphire's been here.
You know Saph?
Yeah.
Which one's Sapphire?
You're
that the blue-
serious.
Was that the blue lady with the coins, or?
Wait, huh? I thought she was the underground dealer.
Wait, what?
Are you talking about
Confused.
Saffron?
Yeah. The one he called?
No, that's a different person.
Yeah, Saffron's a difference. Yeah,
Saffron's the cool lion lady.
yeah.
Oh.
Sapphire's earlier. I forget which battle junkie it was, though.
There are a lot of those.
I feel like it wasn't Sapphire that was the name of the battle junkie, because
Was
in
it?
general, I don't think I would have given a battle
Leo?
junkie a name that's blue associated.
Wait,
Wait,
are
no.
you talking about the lion girl that at first was the one?
Yeah, the first
Not-
lion girl and the one that I don't remember ever giving a name, who destroyed her
Yeah.
own arm and proceeded to mess
She
with
went
you
into
as
the
well.
warehouse? Yeah, it starts with L, right? Isn't it Leo?
No,
Leo?
it was that hunter team, wasn't it?
The hunt, like the enemy hunter team of Team Caster.
Yeah, wasn't it? She one of them.
Dicks, I clicked the wrong thing.
I need to go to my characters sheet.
Yeah, that was Carmine, Strix, Tempest, and Rust.
Oh, okay. Then who was Sapphire again?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I
Lay.
know. I
And
know
to
we've
answer
met
that question, you haven't, as far as I know, you haven't met anyone named Sapphire.
Have we not?
To the best of my knowledge, no. In this case, it was him dropping a name.
Oh, fair enough.
So, yeah, I could probably tell Sapphire's entire life story by now. She is
Hmm.
a very, very open drunk.
Where can we find this Sapphire?
Well, you know how I told you to not go to the red light district?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a choice. You can either walk down there, or you can wait here for a couple of hours, and she comes in like fucking clockwork.
Well, do we want to stop by here again after do we want to visit the academy?
I'm not going to another place just to be called a soldier again. If anything, I'm heading to the red light. Looking for some juicy bits of information. What better place to go than the place where everybody's getting... Jekyll stops himself, and he puts in air quotes, gussied up.
Yeah, so, okay, first off, I'm gonna have to. Here's the thing. Fucking, what's your name? She looks
Really?
Jackalope.
No, you're talking.
The name's Jackalope.
Cool. So, you don't want to get called soldier, huh? Change the way you walk. You're gonna get catcalled in there.
I like
You carry
cats.
yourself like someone who's old military.
Not inaccurate.
Yeah, so they look around for a moment, just like, okay, all right, step outside for real quick, and kind of leads you out.
The eyebrow raise and the follow.
Yeah, kind of. Now this is a tall person, probably about 6'3". How tall was Jackalope? 6 foot even?
Jackalope. He's not even 6 foot. Jackalope's like he's average male height.
5'8".
5'9".
Yeah, roughly 5'9", 5'10". He's not small, but he's not exactly
Okay.
big.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of presence. I'll give him that.
He's very menacing presence, but that's about all he's got.
Okay, so this person's a fair bit taller than you. It's like, all right, so you walk too boxy, no? Your head don't bob right. It's like you've been trained to make sure that you walk in lockstep with the folks around you. So simple little bits. I'm gonna have you. You know how to roll your hips?
Yeah, you do it all the time in boxing.
Cool. So when you take a step, just roll your hip a little bit on the leading foot, just a little bit upwards. It's going to create a little bit of a hip rotation effect. Go ahead and just do that a couple of times. Go ahead and roll dex for degree. You basically can't really fail this. It's more like how well you do. With 2 degrees of success, yeah, you're able to pick it up like freaking instantly. You've gotten a lot of training in how to move your own body in the past, and this right here is just you taking it to another step. Yeah, no, congrats, you already won.
Cool.
Took a lesson. You did it. Wow. So that little bit of a hip shimmy that you're doing right there, soldiers don't walk like that. So you can walk into that red light district, and not a single one of them is going to be catcalling you with the word soldier. You're good to go.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, by the way, if you over-exaggerate the hip motion, you can actually get more of a sway there, which you can give off a completely different vibe. So if you want to go do disguises and stuff, things like that, just adjust how you move a little bit, and it can help out a lot in terms of how you walk. It gives a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They give you a big old clap on the back, which is surprisingly forceful.
The people around here have a very specific way of talking that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Kinda is one given all the crap heads I've dealt with in the last year.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, I am absolutely a shithead. Just not in the same way most fucks are outside of AQI.
You're not a Mistrali one. Let me put it that
Fuck
way.
yeah, I'm not. God, I've had to deal with some absolute bastards.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Welcome to my life.
well, you've got my condolences. If you had to grow up around Mistrali, God, I would sooner deep throat a 6 gauge than ever have to deal with that again.
I grew up literally on the streets, so to speak. Well, not really in the streets. I grew up military, and then after military, I'd spend the rest of my time growing, brawling people and taking their money in Mistral.
Yeah. See, around here, that wouldn't fly. Get your ass
No.
kicked, you Mistrali shit.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Hey, if you're ever looking for a scrap, firstly, not in my fucking bar, and secondly, there's some clubs around here that really enjoy that sort of thing. You're not going to find like a gambling ring or anything like that, but if you're looking for a place to let out some steam, just start slugging the ever-loving shit out of each other, we've got you covered. Back here ain't the kind of place where we bottle up our emotions and engage in subtle subterfuge and crap like that. That's for the stroll. And
Yeah.
Atlas.
Cool question for you while we're out here is Jackalope pops that black card out of his thing. You got any info on this sucker?
Oh, fucking hell, really? They're headhunting outside of my fucking bar again. Okay, describe the person.
Jackalope gives him the description he got of the guy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you actually can't recall much of anything about him for some reason. You can only really remember that he had slicked back black hair.
Slick back black hair. That's about all I got for you. Rest of it's semblance, I think, doing its work.
All right. Well, sounds to me like the guy was smart enough to use a semblance to hide his identity, but so stupid that he forgot I know who has that semblance. Dipshit.
Is he at least going to give me good jobs? If he's
Oh yeah,
just-
as long as you find breaking the law.
I'm a merc from Mistral.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I set myself up for that one, I know.
Yeah. The only reason I'm even a hunter deputy right now is because I got involved with the group that I'm with.
Well, I'll
And
tell
I
you,
particularly like them as people, so
look, basically, the black card is not a good thing, and I'd recommend steering clear from them in general, but I'm not your fucking mom, so it's up to you.
fair
If you
enough.
want to go messing around with folks that you really ought not to, then I don't know, I'll pour one out for you when I hear that you're in a body bag, or I'll pull one out for whoever you put in a body bag. There's going to be body bags involved.
So basically, it's kill work. Gotcha.
If you're lucky,
I
it's
mean,
messy. It's messy work.
gotcha.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So you take that information and that little model there, and you take it over to the academy. They'll probably be able to find you something similar to it in order to be able to carve your way through the dunes. You'll be able to find your way over to the those coordinates you showed me. God, is it getting this late already? Fucking hell. God, and I've still got 2 hours on my shift. Bullshit.
Want some coffee?
I'll pass. I'm not exactly the type to imbibe in those sorts of substances.
Fair enough. It'll keep you awake for 3 days straight, and you'll be screaming at 8 sharp for the most of the night.
Yeah, if I'm going to be screaming through the whole night, it's not going to be because of some fucking drugs.
Drugs? Coffee's? It's caffeine.
Yeah,
I guess.
caffeine's a drug.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
on the
well,
subject of
okay.
screaming through the night, I'd reckon if you're going to go to the red light district, go before nighttime. Not too many of those areas are soundproofed.
Fair enough. Anyone in there that you would think would have good info to be able to deal?
Yeah, so if you want to find information, first off, Sapphire, loosest lips. No, I'm rephrasing that. She's not good at keeping secrets. So absolutely awful at it, which means you can hear 101 things from her, but anything you tell her is public knowledge the next day. So,
Gotcha. Will
things like
do.
that. And aside from that, I guess aside from that, you can probably find Ruby. Ruby is she's a lot more quiet about things. Only problem is, getting the information out of her is difficult, but but because of that, she's got lots of Johns who are more than willing to, share some things they wouldn't want Saf hearing,
Gotcha. So if I'm looking for public knowledge that people are going to know around here, Sapphire is a quick, easy thing. If I want actually good information, find Ruby.
Yeah, and there's also Mama Quartz. So she's if you want to find more information about things like that, she's kind of the one in charge of a certain portion of the regions. She keeps track of a lot of the girls. So
Gotcha.
Mama Quartz you can't go wrong talking with her. Absolute delight to be around as long as you don't have a reason to have her after your head.
Well, this is going to be an interesting night.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Don't get on Diamond's bad side. Not a joke. You're probably not going to get anything from her. She is very quiet. But there is a reason why there's kind of like stories that go around of why Diamond's the sharpest edge around. So you don't want to know where the stories come from, and you don't want to be on a bad side.
Gotcha. If I have to take a bullet, just make sure it's not from her.
You're goddamn right.
Understood. Jackals gonna open the door. Hey!
Yep.
Any of y'all coming with me, or y'all gonna go to the academy?
I'm planning to the academy.
I'm probably not feeling comfortable with what he'd said, so I think I'd rather go to the academy.
Fair enough. Katie?
I can go with you.
Righteous. Alright.
Righteous, bruh.
That made me feel old saying that.
It's all righteous,
should.
bruh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just
no.
no, we're going with it. He just says righteous and just closes the door.
You
Is
just
he
see him pause for a
religious?
second, thinking over his life choices. You just see
Oh,
slowly close the door.
Okay.
No,
So,
I turned to look at Hunter and be like, "Is Jack religious?" Righteous.
You know, I never thought to ask. Maybe you should.
yeah. So that the question then becomes, which path do you want to like look down first? Do you want to go to like? Do we want to focus on the red light district first, or do we want to go to the academy first?
I'm interested in the red light. So-
Same.
I'm up for whatever people would like to see.
Okay, so we've got 2 votes for the red light district, 1 vote for whatever. Katie,
Yeah.
stance.
I think Katie doesn't really mind wherever, but she's probably
Oh, no,
more.
like
Wait,
this is
wait.
as in
Oh
like
wait.
what
Oh.
I mean is, we're going to be doing both.
Oh.
It's just as a player, which one would you rather start with? Like, which one do we want to do first?
Which one do we want to do first?
Either focusing on us or focusing on Jack.
I kind of want to see like you guys first from like a storytelling perspective.
Oh, because is the red light district supposed to be crack? I thought there's. I don't think so. I think there's some interesting stuff to be
Well, yeah.
heard.
There's interesting stuff like both ways. I don't know. I've kind of been spaced out because 2 different people are trying to have conversations with me.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I-
Well, basically, okay. So,
The goose.
in terms of your character, which direction would you rather go? The super questionable and seedy red light district, or the
The academy that probably hates Grim.
yeah, or
Yeah.
the Grim hating the academy?
Yeah, the Grim hate. Katie would want to go to the CD district.
Okay. All right.
Cool. So that's 3
So
votes.
yeah. Okay. So Katie goes to the place with Jackalope. It sounds like,
Mhm.
and we're gonna
Yeah.
focus on that first. As you end up arriving at the red light district, it's not hard to tell that you've gotten there. The easiest representation of the red light district is literally the red lights. There's all sorts of lanterns that are purposefully hung up around the area. Red lanterns with lamps, with usually small fires and things inside of there, that is casting this red hue across a huge amounts of the area. For the most
Wow.
part, it seems like a lot of the people are keeping to themselves, holding conversations with one another. You can tell that more than a few people are, suffice to say, scantily clad. The
Fair.
general thing that you're able to pick up pretty quickly is that the entire area is very lively, despite keeping largely to themselves. It's hard to really get a vibe for any specific group of people, but it doesn't take long for you to be able to pick out some very loud individuals, including one dressed pretty much in all blue, this like deep azure blue colored dress that does not leave a considerable amount to the imagination, as she seems to be lounging about, holding a conversation with someone considerably older, probably in her mid to late 50s, wearing a far more modest and yellow ensemble.
Yeah. So as they're walking through here, note Jackalope's wearing a very different expression, an extremely tired one for once. Like, all the normal stuff. He's got the slight hit sway, but his expression looks tired. He's carrying himself very differently from normal.
Okay. You do, Jackalope, you do note that as you're moving around looking all real tired and all that, there is there are a couple of people whose eyes linger on you a fair bit, particularly one person who even calls out to you. You're like, hey, you looking for some rest today?
Jackalope's eyes kind of slowly change. Sorry, I'm looking for someone.
We all tend to be. Someone specific, though, or will
I'm
anyone do the job today?
looking for one or two people, either Miss Quartz or Ruby. You know where they are?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what you're... Yeah, no, Miss Quartz is holding conversation with Sapphire right over there. And points to the aforementioned pair.
Thanks, love. As he gives
She
her
shoots
kind
you
of
a wink.
He kind of gives her kind of a wave, and he walks up to Miss Quartz, kind of slowly and kind of trying to listen to the conversation somewhat, just so he knows what he's walking into.
Yeah. Which the first thing that you hear from Sapphire's, he's like, so that's when the headmaster ended up, kind of stepping right in there. So it was a whole thing apparently. So the headmaster stepped in and tried to mediate the whole situation, but things were going absolutely bananas. It was madness incarnate. Hello, sir.
How do you do?
I'm
Hi.
doing quite
As-
all right.
Hmm.
You look. If you're looking for business, I'm afraid I'm not open for business just yet.
Sorry, hon, I'm not here for you, but I'll keep that in mind.
All right.
As Jackalope looks at Miss Quartz. Heard from
Hello,
a
darling.
grapevine. Hello there. Heard from a grapevine. Mind if we hit your room and have a conversation real quick?
I suppose I don't mind overmuch. First things first, I'm going to need your name before I trust you at all to do much of anything with me.
Fair enough. They call me Jackalope.
All right. Now, is this some sort of business of considerable secrecy, privacy? Is there a reason why I shouldn't have it with Sapphire here?
You could say that.
I suppose I could, but I'm waiting for more of a reason.
I'm looking for some information about. Just got here into town, trying to figure out what's need to know and what I can get if I give the right incentive.
Oh well. In that case, I suppose it's fine enough. Will your friend here similarly be participating in the conversation?
Possibly.
She's a bit what's the word? Brain
Extra.
go bird.
Cool. Awesome. Oh, that works too.
Exaggerated and flamboyant. There we go.
I see.
So don't mind her too hard.
I'm not one to much mind in the first place, but what I'm wondering is she coming in?
Katie?
Can the goose come?
Stares at the goose slowly walking.
Cool. Well, I'm going to take that as a yes then.
Yay!
Right. So, in that case, Sapphire darling, we are going to be stepping into another private room. I would say don't bother. I would say keep it a secret, but honestly, at this point, I don't think there's much to be keeping secret. I'm just being approached by a couple of folks with an interest in local affairs. That sound about right?
Pretty accurate.
All right. The Sapphire just shrugs. All right, then I'm gonna go harass Ruby a bit. Later, kiddos.
Well, there. At least I know
Bye.
what's happened to the other person I was going to talk to. Good luck to her.
She's gonna meet it. Sapphire can talk the ear off a goddamn stone.
So I've heard.
Now, she gestures for you to follow her. I do believe we're heading to my private abode then.
Understood.
Good.
Ooh, boats.
Hopefully it abodes well for you. But yeah, she leads you along for a fair bit, and there's definitely something that feels a bit odd about the path she takes. But after just a little while, you find yourself in a more private room. from a guess, you'd say that you probably didn't walk that far, but you do note that it's an area at least that would be a bit annoying to try and walk back to without knowing exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
As you step in, she locks the door behind her and lets out a low sigh. So, Jackalope, is that a real name?
As real as I'm gonna get, as Jackalope's entire mannerisms go back to his normal.
Oh, you're one of them.
I'm an old head, so to speak.
I can tell. So, I'm going to be frank right now. If one of my girls causes a problem with someone on your platoon, I do
Oh.
not give a shit. I will put him down if necessary. And if you're here to try and soothe some blistered ego, you can tell him that I said as such and that I will pick and end this fight however I damn well please.
Miss Quartz, my platoon's dead. They've been dead a while. No need to worry about that. Old habits, so to speak. I was told to walk and act like that, so I wasn't called soldier. I have a particularly distaste for the word.
All right.
I'm here
Well,
to ask about a few people that I'm acquainted with because they're employers of mine, and if you don't got information, fair enough, but if you do, it'd be appreciated so I know what I'm working with.
okay. If you're asking just for straight information, well, first question, simple and easy. You're paying me, right?
Of course.
Good.
And I can also trade information about Mistrali affairs if you have any interest.
Not particularly, if I'm being honest. I don't see why I would care about Mistrali affairs.
If you ever end up in the business.
I'm in the business of local problems and questions, and I can tell you right now that Mistral is far from local.
Well, I do have another set of propositions, so to speak, something that may be useful, but it's up to you to believe whether you think it's true or not.
All right.
But Jackalope, like, what would be like $300 worth of cash just casually passed?
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have that much on you, pretty easy.
Just casually passes that over.
Okay. Go ahead and ask away, and I'll tell you if this is enough.
Fair enough. Do you know anyone named by the moniker of M? They don't give up their real name, but from what I understand, what they've at least told us, that's what they go by in the underworld.
Okay. Let's see. M. Yeah, name sounds familiar. More accurately, I know something similar to it. I don't think I know anyone by the name of M specifically, though.
What's your similar?
There's this one person who does business every so often, claims to be a representative of another entity, calls herself Mahogany. Given that it's a M name and actively choosing to represent another entity, might be some parallels between the two.
Gotcha.
Unless
Alright.
you're thinking elsewise.
No, that sounds kind of accurate to what we've been dealing with. Question. They have a habit of getting their employees terminated.
Oh,
Killed.
we talking permanent termination sort of business?
Mm-hmm.
I
They have
see.
a habit of they have a kill count of their employees once they're done with them.
Well, sounds like a pretty shitty way of running business.
Some people do it like that. Can't be too careful.
Okay. So what of it?
Just curious if you know anything if they've done that to anyone they've had work for them that just disappear all of a sudden. Never show up
Mahogany.
again.
I'll say Mahogany hasn't exactly been too bad of a business partner for me, at least. But then I ain't exactly done an abundance of business with her. Thus far, nothing too terrible has gone on for me. But now that I think about it, there have been a couple cases of folks disappearing. None of my girls, so I've never given much of a half shit, so.
Fair.
You got any more questions? The more specific you phrase it, the easier you are to work with on my half.
Fair enough. Anything that's been under the table archaeology-wise? Anyone doing some underhanded deals on that end?
Oh, honey, you didn't hand me enough to be talking about that.
All right. Different question. Have you been seeing any white orbs falling from the sky?
Oh, now that is a specific question, isn't it? White orbs. And if I said that I hadn't seen them, but if I'd heard of them, what would you have to say to that?
Jackalop kind of just looks at Katie.
Katie has just like flippin' been looking at things
No thoughts,
and
head
just kind
empty.
of yeah, she's just kind of been wandering about the room. She's not much one for complicated conversation.
Darn it, Katie.
Yeah, what's up?
Looks like we've got orbs in the area.
Oh. Any people omelets or no scrambled eggs?
I don't know. Have any bodies been found that have been mangled? Something that's not
No.
grim oriented.
I can't. There have not been any, big old body sightings, anything like that. No. I'm beginning to think I should be worried.
I mean, I'll trade you some information related to that stuff if you trade me some of that archaeology information.
You tell me your information first and I'll evaluate its worth.
It's information on how to not die, probably.
Yeah, more or less it's safety information, stuff that'll keep you and your girl safe if stuff hits the fan, and I mean literally hits the fan.
And I will be the judge of how valuable that information is in the first place.
There's a new creature running around that comes from those orbs that people have been finding. Except people aren't coming back from finding those orbs to some degree. Those orbs are eating people, mainly for their aura, turning them into creatures that hunt grim but also aren't privy to ending human life. White beings almost looking like people running around doing things, typically running around in teams of 2, typically hunting grim, but some have been experimenting on people, turning them into meatballs, which is what just got dealt with. And where was the place we were at again before this? Vale, which is something that just got dealt with by Vale by our team.
I do hope you don't mind me being a bit frank on this point. That sounds pretty ludicrous to me.
Jackalope puts down the thing he's had on his back this entire time. He never took it off.
Has he had that on his back this entire?
Yep, no one asked about it. He's got the strength to hold it and carry it without much problem.
I can only assume people
How
thought
could
that was
you
your
take
weird
that
hunter
with
weapon.
you?
Okay, it's either take it with him or leave it with you guys. He's not leaving it with you guys in most situations.
I could put it in the warehouse for a moment.
Yeah, but you didn't ask.
Well, I just forgot it existed on your back.
Jackalope puts the thing down. Tap on it.
No.
I can tap on it. Tap, tap.
Sure enough, it starts bouncing against the walls.
Inside this vault, more or less, is one of the creatures I'm talking about that we had captured and have been traveling with, mainly to deal with it. Don't worry, it's not any danger. Trust us on this front. And if it became a danger, we have a way of dealing with it very quickly.
You understand that you're now telling me that you've brought something incredibly intrinsically dangerous into this area where I work, where my folk work. I don't think I much like that very.
Very safe and secure.
Here, hold on. Let me show you something. You're not going to believe what you're about to see, by the way. Just to preferences, my semblance is kinetic absorption of energy. You hit me, the harder you hit me, the more energy I absorb and the more I can dish back. This is not my semblance, as he opens his warehouse to the locked door.
I see.
Again, there are safety precautions we take with this thing. No one was in any danger from the start.
You're an interesting folk. I'll give you that.
I'm somebody who doesn't run into a situation without knowing what they're dealing with. At least to some degree.
I can understand that. But that doesn't solve the problem I'm still currently facing when it comes to all of this. Y'all are saying some very extreme things that are a bit difficult to believe.
Reality is extreme and
To be
hard to
fair,
believe.
you brought it up. When I asked about orbs falling from the sky, you said you heard people. Meaning people have been talking about it. It's not
Yeah,
just
I
us.
heard folks talking about fallen stars and white orbs in the distance.
Yeah.
Ain't no one mentioned to me anything about a new species of previously undiscovered creature suddenly making itself manifest.
That will be the stars.
I mean, to be fair, whatever information you're keeping behind the money wall of the archaeology stuff sounds just as ludicrous, probably to someone.
Only problem is the ludicrousness of it pales comparatively towards yours, but unfortunately, I think they might be a little more related than I'm comfortable thinking. I'm gonna say that I'm willing to give you the information. You've given me enough to think about that I'm willing to say that you just owe me a little. Little bit of
Jackals
a little bit of a
slides.
debt, and I will give you all that information.
Jackalope just casually slides over his phone. You can contact me at any point. I'm willing to do any job you need. Just understand that I take a certain level of professionalism. As long as I'm on the job, I'm doing your business, I get it done, I don't ask questions. As long as it's not actively killing somebody, I don't mind taking somebody and transferring them to someone else, however.
I see.
Jobs don't matter to me. And I'm willing to owe somebody a few favors.
Then I'll tell you. I'll speak carefully about it, but fortunately we're in one of those places where it doesn't much matter anymore. Most secretive place I can find is right here, my bedroom. She leans back, thinking in depth for a moment. There's currently an archaeological expedition ongoing. It should be not far from a certain set of coordinates. She'll list off the coordinates, and they're very similar to yours. Which, considering the fact that you haven't given her those coordinates yet, a little sussy in it.
Alright.
So what's going on there is that someone is leading an expedition in order to look into some old ruins. That is not anything out of the ordinary. There's all sorts of ruins inside of the area that are worth examining and looking into. The only problem is that the ones who are taking the time to look into it are a bit odd. What's the best way to put it? They're mercenaries. And they're not the kind that would normally go about just casually joining a job. They're the folks who usually get brought in for more dangerous sorts of affairs. The fact that they're suddenly showing up in such a way is a little bit concerning to me, seeing as, well, there shouldn't be anything that dangerous down there. There shouldn't be anything that requires a small army of mercenaries and things like that. And yet, they're building up a good portion of people inside of that area as if they're trying to find something down there. And they ain't stopping with the simple stuff. I've had a couple of folks, see, mercenaries often need to let off a little steam. And a couple of my girls, they got real quiet voices for everyone but me. So when I tell you that these folks are seeing things down there, murals, letters in some language that they don't know, that they've never seen, it makes you start wondering some things.
Sounds like the churches.
The thing is, one of them made a special request. There are very few folks who'll call on Diamond, but one of the mercs did. He spoke very freely round her, and it was very illuminating. Apparently, he wanted to do his best to descend into debauchery and forget that he saw something in there. A statue of something, tall and grand, but with a face that didn't look like nothing he'd ever seen before, no creature that he'd ever known. I'm wondering if maybe there's some parallels between this unknown, previously undiscovered creature species and the one you're talking about.
Why does that remind me of Oswald? Ugh. Just the thought of thinking of that freak show. Just Jackal kind of gives a slight shudder. Talking
Grim
about.
hating clown face jerk.
Ugh,
Well,
jeez. Sounds like we found. Looks like there's a correlation between these things and the Gospels too, though. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it sounds as though there's some serious things going down there. There's some folks looking into it. But for the most part, none of the officials seem to be too interested in exploring that sort of information, figuring out what's going on. Instead, we seem to be sitting back and listening more than anything else.
Gotcha. Word to the wise. Any of those folks come around here and they start offering up a white porcelain mask of any kind or something that's white and porcelain feeling, tell your girls to shoot them. Or, well, I don't know if you'll shoot. Tell them to deny it. That's the better term. Sorry, I'm so used to shoot first, ask questions later, or I'm used to people having guns. Forgive the word for a moment. Tell them to deny it if they get it. If they get offered it by any of those mercs, if they come here again. That stuff screws with your head, can make you do things. So tell them to deny it and send them on their way.
Is it that dangerous?
It can screw with your mind, and yeah, it is.
All right, I'll let the girls know.
If they do accept it, make sure that they aren't touching it with any physical part of their body. Talking something metal, like tongs or an arm.
Okay.
That's the only way we know how to prevent somebody from having their mind messed with by those things.
I see. I will let them know that.
Good.
I will say, though, this is some concerning information, basically.
Yeah, almost every person that's come across this information that we've had to deal with has said the same thing.
I ain't surprised.
To be fair, when we first watched one of those orbs eat a person, that wasn't exactly not disconcerting, more like it was just unexpected. But if people start going missing all of a sudden without a trace, keep your eyes peeled for anything that's pure white.
Understood.
That includes people. If they ain't got a hint of color on them, best to get away from them if you can. Casual like, if at all possible.
I'll do my best about it. Well, is there any other information that I can get you? Because it sounds to me like you might be doing more of a favor to us than I might have thought at first.
Oh, Jackalope pops the black card. Can you give me this guy's name?
Him.
Yeah.
Which one handed it to you?
Black hair.
Black hair. Okay. Can you tell me anything else about him?
Nope. Literally have his semblance did its work for
His
what I can
name's
tell.
Gray.
Gotcha, thanks.
This poor
Yeah.
dude.
Look,
Jackal doesn't like his like not being able to remember something. He's an information hunter when he needs to be.
Gray is, if you'll pardon the slang, he's a feckless little shite.
Fair enough.
Wow.
I'm not too much a fan of him, but he pays well, and he's a reliable customer.
Hmm.
Troublesome
Gotcha.
fucker, though.
Understood. So if I call him for a job, expect it to be messy.
Not just messy, expect him to be a dick about it. Fortunately, he handed you a card, and that actually means some pretty good things for you. Specifically, that you don't exactly need to be worrying too hard about him messing things up for you, because what that means is that he's not necessarily the one that'll be working with.
Gotcha.
That's a business card representing the whole business. If you're just shit out of luck, you're gonna end up with Gray, certainly, but there's some other folks who work for the business that ain't quite so intolerable.
Bookie works for him? No, Bookie couldn't. Yeah, he was okay. He was not great though.
I don't know
As-
who this bookie is, but
Vacuo ran an underground fight club that was betted on. Had a weird semblance that turned him into a rat.
never heard of anyone quite like that.
All right, cool. Bookie hasn't been here then. As Jackalope slots the card back into the metal arm.
Okay.
All right, that's all the information I needed. At least I kind of have an idea of what we're actually dealing with and what the local affairs are. As
Yeah.
Jackalope kind of puts the persona back on, hoists the box kind of over one of his arms. Katie,
Lucky. Do you
Okay.
have snacks? I could go for a chocolate bar right now. I don't think I've had anything to eat in a while since depressing coffee.
drums is not depressing. It is literally meant to keep you awake for 3 days so you can focus.
It
It's
is literally the
depressingly-
opposite of a depressant.
It's depressingly stimulating.
I'll go with that. Katie, as you get close to Jack, Jack's gonna tap you on the shoulder, kind of lean down and go, "Hey, can you put some gum in the shadows? I want to make sure that we don't get followed."
Yeah, sure. I can probably do that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Overall, I'm gonna say that because you've never done anything like that, you're gonna have to roll for it.
Yeah. They might not be very stealthy. I don't know exactly what you mean, but I can try.
Birds, something, rats, stuff like that, small stuff.
Ooh, rats. Or honey badgers.
Those are very much not stealthy. I will be frank.
Let's put down a werewolf. Let's see what happens.
Look, you need to be specific about what you want. She might make honey badgers if you don't stop her.
He specifies small things that
Honey
won't
badger is
get
small compared
noticed.
to a lion.
Yeah.
That is fair. He's talking rat-sized or like snake, small snake, like a garden snake.
Ooh, snakes. Oh, those are so cute. I'll go
Or-
for that.
Okay. Oh, yep. You are in fact able to make the craft.
Wow.
Mhm.
So overall, you are able to create a group of snakes that are able to kind of stick into the quiet. They stand in the
Aw.
shadows, and everything is, you'd say, fairly hunky dory.
Yeah. I mean, snakes can be like very stealthy about their stuff. They're practically still.
Yeah, they are very, very stealthy.
Their whole thing.
Yeah. So
You're
as
so sweet.
the snakes do end up disappearing into the shadows, they'll keep a close eye on anyone trying to follow you. Do you where do you go following this?
Probably out the way we came of the red light district and then making our way towards probably the academy. Just to try to meet up with Lynn and Hunter.
Okay. The academy. Yeah. So with that, we're going to switch over to the folks arriving at the academy.
Dun dun dun.
I'm
Dun,
imagining
dun,
like the Batman sound. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
dun.
So,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
my brain's blanking. You're right. So you arrive at Haven. I'm pretty sure it's Haven. Haven Academy. And the first thing that happens is that a couple of guards immediately harass you. They just jump out and be like, okay, this is a restricted area for students. We're going to need to see some ID. Fortunately for you, you brought your ID.
Yep, I'll show mine.
Yeah. After it goes over pretty well, but as you do that, they do say like, a little bit odd, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't get any information about like folks arriving specifically here, you know? We knew that we were expecting some folks, but didn't think you'd arrived already.
we took the train.
Now, yeah, that would
What was
probably
his
do
name?
it. It's a little bit of a quick one. Whose name?
Oz.
Oh, Ozma?
Ozma, thank you. Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. When it comes to train, chances are you probably just arrived here faster than the information did. They've got all sorts of annoying bureaucratic stuff to deal with when it comes to making sure that you're clearing things. You're probably just ahead of the curve.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ozma himself said that he'd be making sure we can get here, finding us transport, sending us here. So
Okay. Uh, well, Ozma and the headmaster are on pretty good terms with one another, so I believe you.
he'll nod. Yeah, we want to talk with him, see some goings around that's been happening around here, inform him of some things that's been happening in Mistral and Vale, hence why I've been going through the area.
Yeah. If you need to meet with the headmaster, he's currently. Yo, is he? He's like, yeah, no, he is right now. Yeah, so he's not busy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we can lead you right over to him. I'll tell you now, though, he's a bit of an eccentric. So, you can expect weirdness. I don't know. It's hard to explain the kind of person that he is to folks that have no idea what's going on, you know?
Well, it sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Here we go. And he leads you to the area with, for sure enough, as he opens the door, the first thing that you note is that the entire area is covered in paper. Like all sorts of scribblings of so many different things all over the place. And you can see that it's got the little thumbtacks and things hung up, as well as the strings binding them all together in so many different colors. And Lynn, with your super senses, you can tell that not only is it so many different colors, there are some subtle color differences inside of those that is incredibly hard to pick up with a normal pair of eyes, but are clearly drawing together different things. So this is some crazy levels of specificity when it comes to the lines being drawn. And you can see that like behind a desk, like click through it, is someone currently scribbling furiously on paper that's been cast about on the floor. Meanwhile, Hunter, due to not having supervision, unless you count, Lynn being adult supervision, you are not able to see this person, but you are able to hear furious muttering and the fast scribbling of pencil.
Hello?
Knock, knock.
Hi. What's up? If you need it signed, my stamp is on the desk. If you don't need it signed, what?
We are from the Mistrali Hunters Academy. Gone through Vale, talking to Headmaster Ozma, in order to gain access to here and to ask you a few questions about the potential problems that have been laid around the area.
Yeah, congratulations. Don't give a shit. Whatever the problem is, it's not as important as my problem.
What's your problem?
He pokes his head up. He's like, "Fucking eggs."
Are they white?
What?
Oh,
Circular
that's why Ozma
spheres?
sent you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, your problem is just as bad as my problem because your problem is literally my problem. We here to talk about, I think you call them Gospels.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Great, wonderful, love this. Oh my god, I feel like his eyes suddenly lose focus for a moment, and you notice that a small amount of blood drips from his nose.
Are you okay?
Oh.
No, I think I just burst a blood vessel.
Do you need some sleep?
No, I actually got a solid 8 hours yesterday.
Do
It
you want
was
me
the
to call
best sleep
someone in
that-
for you?
No, I'll just redirect my aura so that it heals that. Yeah, it's rare, but like Mondays are usually the nights that I get like a solid 8 hours. To clarify, it is now Saturday.
Um,
Yay.
that was 4 days, four, 5, 1, 2,
Oh,
3, 4. That was 5 days ago.
never mind. I didn't sleep very well last night. Here. He pulls up a sheet of papers. Whoa, so we're talking about the thing.
Yeah.
Gospels. Okay, so first things first, you ask your questions because your questions are going to get answers from me, and then I'm going to ask more questions based off your question. We're going to have a conversation, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
All right.
Right. I'm assuming based on your he looks around the area. Methodical notes that a lot of gospels have appeared.
90% of this has nothing to do with the Gospels, and it's no, that has something to do with the criminal organization that's been starting shit on my turf. Oh god, no, you can ignore like almost all of this. I am.
Right.
Kind of hard to, but I mean, it's very pretty. I love all the colors and the ways that you kind of mixed things together for some new colors.
Thanks. If I was an artist or a painter, I'd appreciate the comments on the aesthetics.
Hmm. Well, do you know did they give you kind of the rundown for gospel, seraphim, kind of power, stuff like that?
Yeah, I got told that there's apparently a species called Power, and there's the Seraph, and that the Seraphim is a thing. I got told about this one called Cherubim, apparently, that can talk.
Yeah, we spoke to him.
Cool. Oh, that makes you Team Jackalide.
Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure who they were sending, honestly.
Well, I
They
mean,
probably told me who, but
Did they
I
not
don't think I was
specify?
paying attention. They might have. I don't know. I apparently haven't slept in 5 days.
is it because of the criminal organization or because of the eggs?
Little column A, little column B. It was the criminal organization. It's not the eggs. See, the
You
thing that
gonna
gets
be
me
okay?
so bad, the thing that's throwing me off is there was an egg sighting and there's nobody missing in the area. And Ozma was very specific that there are going to be people that go missing in the area if there's an egg sighting. Ozma was very confident about this. So why is he wrong?
That's
Ozma isn't supposed to be that wrong. He's stupid and a dum-dum and he sucks at poker. He's not wrong about this sort of thing usually, though.
Huh.
um
That is concerning.
Right? And there was no sign of an egg when we investigated the egg sighting. Why would there not be an egg at the egg place?
Somebody took the egg?
That's what I'm thinking. But who would take the egg? Touching the egg is supposed to kill you. Being around the egg apparently hypnotizes you into wanting to be eaten by the egg. Which apparently is a sentence that I have to say in real life now. Eggs eat people, not the other way around. But
Yeah.
the thing is, who is able to move an egg that eats people and makes people want to be eaten without being eaten by the egg?
another gospel?
Gospels? Or
But the
Grim?
Gospels. Oh, no, that's not. No, the Gospels, in order for a Gospel to be in the area, there has to be an egg. And the egg has to eat people. And a Gospel that eats people has to be given a mask. But there's no, but if there's no missing people. And if there's no missing people, then there wasn't a gospel. So unless a gospel decided to cross-country walk, because there ain't no signs of a gospel on any of the trains, I'd have heard about that. I hear about everything that goes on in my trains. I heard that someone brought a fucking turtle onto a train. It was ridiculous. More important than that, though, it's like there's no gospels on my trains. Well, there's no gospels in my trains. I don't think there were any gospels on the train. I think the cameras would have picked it up if there was something on the train.
I
This poor
think they
dude.
could walk.
I think they can fly, because Ozma kind of disappeared.
You mean Oswald?
Oh yeah, Oswald kind of disappeared. He's a jester type gospel.
They might be able to teleport.
You watch as he leans down, picks up several papers, tears them right in front of you while making constant eye contact, and throws them into the air. It's like, I'm sorry, they can fucking what?
Well, we don't have immediate proof. Wait, do I remember how he disappeared?
He teleported.
He teleported, yes, you're right.
Fuck! Great, that's my favorite. I love
this
that.
guy.
Well, we don't know if everybody can teleport, but he sure can.
Good to know. Wonderful. Lovely. That means that he could be the one hiding the egg. Because he can teleport.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yep.
Wow, great. Yeah, I sure love fucking teleporting clowns.
Oh, trust me, he's way worse than you can imagine.
Oh, don't underestimate my ability to imagine disgusting clowns. I have a phobia of clowns. I hate clowns so much.
Oh, you'll hate this guy
genuinely
so
have
much more if you
nightmares
ever meet
about
him.
clowns. I hate them so much that I made clowns illegal for 6 months before they actually vetoed my law making clowns illegal. Apparently, they're a staple in the children's entertainment industry. Bullshit! That's not children's entertainment industry. That's a children's trauma industry. Stop traumatizing the children. Fucking clowns.
Man, he's really going to hate Oswald.
I mean, makes
It's like
sense.
if you took a normal clown and made it like 30 times worse.
You can't make the clown worse. They're already the worst.
Yeah, that's
They're
what
just
you
different
think, and
flavors
then
of
you meet
bad.
Oswald, and then it just gets much, much worse.
They're just different flavors of bad. You ever had strawberry bad? Tastes like strawberry and mold. Cherry bad? It's cherry and mold. Pineapple bad? It's just pineapple. I don't like pineapple.
This dude keeps going on.
It's like normal clowns are the pineapple, and Oswald is like a moldy strawberry that's no longer strawberry. It's just mold.
I don't think you understand my metaphors. Wait, no, these are they allegories? Look, the strawberry isn't important right now. We need to discuss how to get rid of the clown if the clown is here. I really hope the clown's not here. I will take anything
we
but the
destroyed
clown.
like half of his entire body last time we saw him. They melted into weird goo water thing, and then he teleported doing that.
Oh, so he survived, is what you're saying. You don't have a body?
Yeah, unfortunately. That's how we know he teleported.
In my long history of clown hunting, I can tell you that if you don't have a body, the clown's not dead.
How terrifying.
Have you been killing clowns?
Look, I'm just saying, I didn't grow up here in... Oh god, you don't know about the forests. You don't know about the old forests in the Southern Vale. Oh, you poor, beautiful bastard. Never go there.
Have you been killing clowns that are just people in costumes?
No. See, if they were just people in costumes, they'd be so much easier to deal with.
Oh.
I could make them illegal for at least 6 months. I still remember when I hunted the clowns. I remember when the clowns hunted me.
Oh
I
my
remember
gosh.
the creatures. I remember the trees. They were in the trees. The clowns were the trees.
Oh my god.
I am never
She's
going to
doing-
get over the clowns. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm losing control. I get very emotional when I have flashbacks to the clowns.
There's definitely a hesitance and wariness in Lynn's face right
Just
now.
the sheer look of confusion on Hunter's face, just like, what?
So where was the site that happened?
Don't you fucking dare, Jack. Yeah. So the sightings. They were further to the, I guess, in the northeast portion around the. He pulls out a map around this. I guess what's a quarter of a quadrant? A 16th. That doesn't make sense. Anyway,
Lynn would be able to know, but I don't know.
in this segment of the map, interestingly, that's directly adjacent to your coordinates.
Oh, we need to go there.
Why? You going clown hunting?
Yes.
Kind of, but we do
Cool.
need to get in this general direction.
If you're going clown hunting, I will arm you. I will prepare you. I will get you a vehicle. I will get you to where you need to go if you promise that you're going to hunt clowns.
We'll hunt clowns.
If there are any clowns that are in there, they will be hunted with absolute no mercy.
Yes, we'll bring a body just to make sure.
Good.
If
You need a
if
body.
we find a clown,
I
we'll
don't know
bring
if
the
I
body.
mentioned, but if you don't have a body, he is actively tearing up. If there's no body.
If we find a clown, we'll
Poor
bring
dude.
back its body so you can see its desecrated
No,
carcass.
don't show me the bodies. God, no. I have enough nightmares. No. You show my secretary the body. I don't need to see the clowns.
Does
Not
your
anymore.
secretary have enough nightmares?
My secretary's not afraid of clowns. My secretary told me I'm not allowed to make them illegal anymore.
My gosh.
Well, okay. Thanks.
Certainty of the okay.
It's okay.
You
We'll
guys have no idea how hard it is to maintain the crying voice whilst not busting out laughing.
we'll hunt a clown for you.
Yep, we just need a ride to get there.
Yep, that we do. For my whole team of 4. Yep.
There's 4 of you.
Yeah,
That's good.
there's 2 more.
You always gotta hunt in 4s. 1 for each cardinal direction. That way you can do a quick rotation of the inner cardinals.
Yep. That's why we have a team of 4. Yep.
Good.
It just worked out that way.
You have 1 for every cardinal with a swift rotation to enter cards. Your back is never complete. You never have your back to true north without someone at your back.
Yep.
You gotta make sure that never happens. Never.
It's a real shame we don't have anyone for up and down, but
No, kid. No, listen. He puts his hands on your shoulders, and you see tears are actually falling from his face now. He's like, "You can't look south at sunset in the southern vales. Not without someone there. Don't whistle into that night, please. For the love of God, don't whistle into it."
Okay.
I don't feel so good right now. I think I need sleep.
That might be the burst blood vessels too.
Yeah, no, I rerouted my aura. They stopped bleeding. You note that he's actually bleeding from the other nostril now.
That one isn't.
Oh, I'll fix that.
I'm wondering, should we give him the paper, like basically like a skit of what the clown had said?
Yeah, if you want to tell him about the things that the clown said, go ahead.
But
How
he'll
do
have
you like
nightmares. I
torture,
don't
my
know.
good
Should
sir?
I? Would you have nightmares? Even worse. I don't know
I
if
feel
we
like the
should.
answer is abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh no. Where is it? Where's the the words that you posted. It's somewhere, right?
I don't remember if I actually
don't think
posted
you
all the things.
posted
I think
them.
I only read it out
Did
loud.
I thought you
I
posted.
feel like you posted it at some point.
I read it, didn't I?
You read
Oh,
something
you
that happened
read
with
the other
us
one.
out there. Yeah.
What? Oh, Katie. Yeah, because it was
The unknown
right.
location.
Yeah, the unknown location thing is different.
What? And what was that thing for? Like it was in Katie's kind of, because it was talking about
Oh,
Katie.
she means the webpage that had the
Yeah, that was the
clown's
library
original
Vermina
words.
thing.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that was us reading off quotes from him from Oswald from the Library of Alwina.
Oh, I thought that was kind of like we're like, hey, what did he say when he was like bad mouthing Katie before he disappeared, and wrote that down.
Yeah,
Clowns.
I'm pretty sure the speech was like a mishmash of different quotes from him from Library of Vermina.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of different things, but it was also filled with a fair bit of zealotry because in this the Gospels are very, very faithful to their Lord. Let's say.
My Lord
Yep.
and Savior, hamster.
Hamster.
Happy
Hamster.
cheeks. Alrighty. Well, cool. Well, you have a good sleep because you're gonna need it. But I'll see
I
ya.
haven't had a good sleep in a long time.
Apparently since
Not
Monday.
since. No. I haven't slept since Monday, but a good sleep.
Yeah.
You his tone is very low. Not since I looked south.
Not said
So-
what?
Not since I looked south.
Right. So,
Anyway, my secretary can help you now. I think I re-traumatized myself, and I don't see my therapist for another 2 days. Correction, I don't see my therapist until 3 days ago. I need to make a new appointment.
best of luck with that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I need it. Because of
Well-
the clowns.
Right. We'll go talk to your secretary.
At that, he steps out of the room.
Who's your secretary?
Someone clears their voice from outside. That would be me.
Ah. Are you not as... He
You can see a
gestures to the room.
a very slender, willowy-looking woman with long black hair that goes down to around her hips.
Hi.
Hello. My name is Onyx.
Hunter.
Good to meet you, Hunter. She pauses and looks at Lynn.
Hi.
Pardon
Lynn.
me, I haven't seen someone with so many pairs of wings before.
Oh, you like them? I picked them out myself.
I see. I do believe it's my job now, based on what I would say overheard, but really it's more that you didn't close the door behind you when you walked in, and the headmaster is not one with a soft voice.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yes.
Apparently he has
I'll be
clown
providing you
issues.
with the assistant. Yes. Yes, he does. He has a lot of issues with clowns. It's quite a problem for me as well.
The clowns or his issues with them?
Very much the second.
Ah. Assuming they're not quite as
No.
much of an issue for you?
Why would they be? They're just colorful outfits and face paint.
Fair enough. The hell
In
happened to
any
him?
case, she does take on a slightly more somber expression. The southern forests, the southern vales, are not something to take lightly. They're considered to be one of the most dangerous locations in this world. But that is neither here nor there, not a place that we need to discuss right now. Our focus isn't on the dangers of the grim, but on the dangers of the Gospels instead.
I assume I'm here to provide you assistance in, well, I suppose, going to that location. Were you planning on investigating the egg?
If possible, yes.
All right. We'll go over a brief briefing, really, in order to discuss what we're going to need to do. And you said you have 2 more members of your party?
Indeed.
All right. I'll have several of my hunters find them and bring them to the correct location here, and we'll continue the briefing. That way, all of us are on the same page.
Yep.
All right. Then, with that, I suppose that is where we will end today's session.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, feel free to hit that follow button. Check out our various social medias, which you guys can follow via the link down below. We added a bunch of stuff for various weekly events that we do, from Jumpchain to Oceans Ablaze, which is a D&D 5e campaign that's being run by Autist DM on TikTok, or Benny as we call him. We also do one on Friday, which is one I DM personally, as well as various games that we do around the week. If you guys want to see the monthly schedule, feel free to pop over to our Discord or the link at the top of that link tree, which is our website. And we'll see you guys later. I believe tomorrow we should be doing Monster Hunter. We're actually going to be trying to kill the big bad giant red dragon that I don't remember the name of. Xenojiva.
Well, good
Xenojavi?
luck to you on that, because tomorrow I'm not streaming. Instead, I'm doing something that strikes heart and fear of all folks like Jackalope here. I'm going to be pugging Savage.
Oh boy.
You psychopath. Granted, I can't say much about anything right now. I have a GED test in the morning.
Oh, well,
It's
good
gonna
luck
be
to you on that.
Yeah.
Uh,
So pop up at 6 p.m. tomorrow if you guys want to see us play until about 9 o'clock p.m. or until we beat the damn dragon, which may take upwards until 10 p.m. So we'll see how long it takes to kill this son of a bitch dragon for the second time. All right, we'll see you guys later. Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Arrivederci.